Hey guys, I'm gonna hit you here with an unlikely comparison video. So I've got my 2004 Honda RC51 and my 2019 Ducati V4S, Panigale V4S Corsa Edition. So why would I do this comparison? First, comparing superbikes of the old versus superbikes of the new. But then also, these are the two bikes I have, so rock what you got, right? So that'd be kind of fun just to kind of show some of the differences. Obviously, I'm pointing out a lot of just what is apparent, what everybody knows, but I don't know, it's just kind of fun to see two bikes like this side by side. So starting with the RC51, I think this was roughly 136 horse back in 2004, which even that back then wasn't the screamer like the 1000 RR. But it was known, this bike was known more for the track bike, trying to compete with the Ducati. They reference this as the Ducati killer. Obviously, sitting next to this bike, it's a hard label to live by. So yeah, it's got the D&D exhaust. You got the dual can exhaust. It's a V-twin 1000cc. Pretty basic, right? This was awesome technology back in the day, but no traction control, no wheelie control. Even the mappings were pretty basic from the factory. So yeah, but just joy to ride. You guys have seen this bike on my channel. Just absolutely love the bike. Just a lot of fun to ride. The sound. Now, I will say I love the sound of this bike, and that's why I've owned it so long, and I've owned this exact VIN twice. But now, compared to the sound of this one does seem kind of quiet. So, you know, times are changing. But, you know, a bike like this, I've done videos on my channel of this one too. This one obviously gets a lot of love. This one, it is a lot to handle. I never thought I'd say that I'd have a bike that would have more horsepower than what I would want. And I still love having the 215 horse. I think that's stock 214. So this one's got the pipe and the race map. But it is a lot. They always say it's more fun to go fast on a slow bike than slow on a fast bike. I would say I always appreciated the comment of the slow bike, you know, comparing like my Grom or something like that. But the second part of that statement, it's more, you know, it's not as fun to go slow on a fast bike. I definitely feel that with this one. When you're running around town, this is not the grocery getter. This is, you want to be at speed. You want to be going 70, 80 miles an hour at a minimum, just even if you're going to be, you know, using it as a street bike, just because it gets so darn hot and it just feels like you're not going fast if you're going 50, you know, 60, whatnot. So you got to have this one. You got to be pushing this one to really enjoy it. Where this one, you don't necessarily have to push it to enjoy it. You can enjoy it at 45 miles an hour in a low gear, listening to the exhaust. It does just fine. It doesn't get hot, you know. So yeah, just for a street bike, not trying to really impress your friends. Now your old superbike friends will absolutely love this bike. They'll be impressed with it. They'll want to ride it. But your average superbike, sport bike guy today, they're going to see this one and they're going to want to know everything about it, and they might overlook that one. So I would say this was my first Ducati that I've owned. You know, I had lots of friends and people like that know that I ride sport bikes, super bikes. No one ever gave a crap, or, you know, they never asked me about it. Sometimes make funny, and when are you gonna get a real bike? When are you gonna get a Harley? When you get a Ducati, just everybody cares at that point. Like, hey, how's your Ducati? You know, they're interested. It's funny, they're both sport bikes, super bikes, but once you get the Ducati, everyone just gives you this like given respect, which is just kind of funny. Like, I kind of hate it, but at the same time, you kind of love it. So, the dash on this one, I think I've done a dash video before when I was doing the review on the Ducati. See, I got 26,000 miles on this one, but very basic. It's got the analog RPM speedometer. Has a gas light, no gas gauge. Same thing with that one, gas light, no gas gauge. We'll take a look at this one. This one's so much more. I think I did a dash video on this bike, but you got the different rider modes. You got just the gear indicator. That shouldn't be a big thing, but I don't know. Sometimes you wonder what gear you're in with this one. You kind of laugh at it like that's simple, but man, I appreciate it. So yeah, traction control, wheelie control. You got race mode, sport mode. I think there's a wet mode. So yeah, and then of course this one, electronic suspension. That's probably one thing that I didn't appreciate until I got it. This bike I thought rode like a dream, and you know, felt in tune with it, things like that. But after, you know, when you get a new bike, you ride the heck out of it. So I've been riding this one and got really used to it. And once I got on this one, it just felt like a Fred Flintstone, you know, back from the Stone Age. It bounces around. I'm like, oh man, I probably need to dial in the suspension here. I'm probably like way off, but didn't never really bother me until not when I got on this one, but when I got off this one. So I think startup videos are probably going to be pretty important. Probably won't be able to tell too much the difference when I've got them both on at the same time, but let's start this one up. Love the deep rumble. I don't get tired of that. Obviously both super cool sounds, but the Ducati probably is the clear winner. You definitely feel it in your chest compared to the Honda. The Honda, if you never heard the Ducati, it's the only thing you'd ever need. Once you hear the Ducati, then yeah, the Honda, it's still super cool, but they probably just don't compare. So can you still call this the Ducati killer? Maybe for the 2002 era, but not so much comparing it to, I guess that's any bike, comparing an old bike to a new bike. But yeah, so love both these bikes. If you've never ridden either one of them, I would definitely recommend either one of them. I know it's an unlikely comparison, but just kind of fun to see two cool bikes like this sitting next to each other. All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks. Bye.